Pretty good night. I'm pleased with how we performed coming out of the locker room in the second half. And you went in at 1 at halftime, and you look statistically at halftime, there wasn't anything sticking out to you. What stuck out to me is we didn't score a touchdown, had 2 red zone opportunities, and had 2 of those opportunities came away with 3 points. Had a turnover, which obviously killed a drive for us, and then a couple silly penalties and some silly mental errors in the first half. Overall, I thought we played okay. We just had some mental breakdowns in the first half. Really pleased with how we came out in the second half and performed on both sides of the ball. We got to play. A lot of guys ended up playing tonight, and what I'm most pleased about is when the guys got their opportunity, they took advantage of it. It's something we've been talking about for a long time. As you prepare throughout the week, you got to prepare for your opportunity. When you get your opportunity, go jump on it, take advantage of it, make it happen. And I think a lot of different guys did that, making plays tonight. You can just.
Is there a microphone?
You guys obviously got some momentum going with Perkins' touchdown, but how much do you think the team kind of really got a spark when Banks went down and he got back up and you guys just went on that floor?
I know everybody's got a heart jumped into their throat right there on that play. Obviously, it was a big play. I think, the Perk touchdown is something we'd seen some seams and we just missed it, and that was a huge play for us. I think really turned around. And Banks' play, another big play. Those turnovers certainly helped, giving us some short fields. And I think when that happened, that kind of our guys relax isn't exactly. They did relax, but not relaxed in a bad way. Relaxed in a good way. I think once Perk broke it, Banks got the interception, got back up. Our guys seemed to be, let's just go. Don't stop worrying. Let's relax. Let's just go play, go execute. And we started making a ton of plays from that point on.
It was an efficient night for Tyler. 17 of 21. Didn't make any bad throws. Just seemed to pick the right guy. What was it about this defense that really helped him see those openings?
He's just done a good job preparing. He's done a good job preparing. I think, he seemed to have some experience going against them defensively with Tyrone being there, and so you're familiar a little bit with that defense, even though I'm seeing it week in, week out. He's seen it for the last couple of years. And I thought their kids played really hard for them, and that was huge. But I thought he just was very efficient, very calm in the pocket. We were able to protect him tonight, give him some protection. I know, he holds the ball sometimes, but he holds the ball for the right reasons to make sure he's taking some opportunities that he wants down the field. So I thought pretty efficient night for him, and I just think he's getting more and more comfortable within our offense. He got to some second and third reads. He made some throws tonight that you don't make a whole lot. Even in practice, some different reads that you're not usually going to get. And he got to those tonight and did a really good job.
And talk about the young guys that did get to play. I think you had 6 and 8 redshirt or true freshmen out on the field tonight. But it's got to be big for development. Yeah,
it is. And those guys work really hard, and we're always on them. And a lot of times those guys get on the field and you just see them not perform. Or they get on the field and they don't know what they're doing and. Out there. It was good to see those guys get out there on the field, take advantage of their opportunity. We're always telling them, hey, you work hard at practice, you'll practice like you prepare. I think our guys have been preparing well, and it showed when they got out there on the field tonight. And that's huge. We got, you got a 5-game stretch right now of Southeastern Conference games to finish out this season. You're got a long stretch ahead of you, and these guys, there's going to be a lot of guys who are going to have to step on the field and play, and hopefully give them some confidence that they're ready when their number's called to go make plays.
Then going back to those turnovers, you had no turnovers in the first half of the game and 1 loss. So is there much stress on that at halftime?
No. I think our defense did, but they weren't creating a big play. We ended up creating 3 in the second half, which was huge. 1 on the last play of the game. But, I think it is always defensively. I think that's always a goal of ours, to create turnovers on the defensive side of the ball and make those big plays. So. Wasn't really mine was just I didn't think we were playing with the intensity that we needed to play with, and the focus we needed to play with. That was our big stress at halftime. But I think I'd heard the defensive coaches yell about making the play and creating some turnovers. But it wasn't like that's our major emphasis.
Last week, Chad had a big game against Tennessee. A lot of different receivers got involved. Kind of talk about seeing some of those younger guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like we said, the benefit is not just the young guys, even the older guys. Brendan Evans, make a couple big catches. Chris had a big night. The balance of our receivers allows you to do some great things. I mean, we have some experience out there on the field. And, as I've said, Tyler doesn't always hone in on one receiver. Some weeks they're going to give you some things. Other weeks they're not going to. I think this week they kind of took away the middle of the field with the tight ends a little bit. You got to see some guys on the outside making plays. And Tyler does a great job of not trying to force balls, taking what is given to him. And, our guys prepare, and we have some depth at the receiver position right now with all the 5 seniors that they're ready when they're ready if it's their opportunity, they're going to make the plays. And the maturity helps with that. Because a lot of young guys sometimes are like, oh boy, I'm not getting the ball. Well, some games you're going to get it. Some games you're going to get more. Other games you're going to get it less. Watch how the defense is going to play, and our guys, I think, they're comfortable with that. They're just ready, and when their number's called, they're going to make the plays, and if it's not, they're going to do their job anyway.
Chris Smith had a career high in receptions and also in touchdowns. And after the start he had, he's made some catches. We had those 2 fumbles early in the season. How much do you think this is kind of might be able to get him on track and give you a third or fourth time?
It's huge because it helps. Chris is our hardest working guy. I think Chris is the leader of the receivers group. You watch how his demeanor, how he attacks it. In his complete game of route running, catching the ball, of blocking. I know he just in everything you do, you see him. He believes in the program. He's bought into what we're doing. So it's great to see him have a huge night catching the ball. He's played well all season long. Except for his turnovers, his 2 fumbles, but blocking and all those other things, he's done a fabulous job making big catches when we needed him to. And it's good to see him get some big stats too as well.
And Robert Johnson had a nice game. Couple catches, a big touchdown for him. Nice to see him kind of come along. You've seen flashes of that this year, haven't you?
Yeah. What's good to see is it translate on game day. For Robert, and it's the development of a player. You see him in practice sometimes, and he shows there's some wow at practice. And then a lot of times that wow in practice turns to kind of average in the game. Average in the game, and it becomes a confidence factor. Just how he sets up and runs routes differently at practice. Sometimes in a game, he's like, okay, I'm going to run my exact route. I'm not going to put any spice in it right here. I'm just going to do what I'm supposed to do. And I think tonight you got to see him getting a little bit more relaxed out there on the field. And I think just how he's worked at practice, the confidence is starting to see on game day. And I think this will really help him to perform on game day as he has in practice.
And moving forward here, you've got a matchup with number 1 Alabama, 2 undefeateds. How big is this week for your program?
Huge. It's right where we want to be as a program. Here it is going to be the last week in October. Playing the defending national champion, the number 1 team in the country, and more importantly, playing the team for first place in the SEC West is what this game's for. And for us, it's a position we wanted to be in. That I wanted when I took the job here, we took this program over. These are the type of games we wanted to play in, and our guys are going to be excited for the opportunity to go play number 1 team in the country.
And it gets overlooked maybe because of the consistency, but Burke goes over for 100 again, and just seems like he's just brought that week after week, scores a touchdown, a long run, and you gave him the ball early. It looked like he had 15 carries with the guy by halftime.
Yeah, we want to try to establish the run. They're a high tempo offense, and amazingly enough, and you look at it in the statistics. They still had 73 plays. They had a ton in the second half. We kind of slowed them down in the first half, which. We were able to do the week before, too. Something we wanted to do is take a high-powered offense and not let them get into rhythm in the game. We were able to do that, and Perk did a great job, kind of pounded away, then broke the big one.
Danny, last question.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about John Banks. He ties the career interception. He had 8 tackles. Just talk about his overall game and what he contributes on.
Well, this is a great game for John. One, you're going to play a team that's going to throw the ball a bunch, put the ball out on the perimeter, and that's going to get him heavily involved in the game. And he was tonight, made a bunch of big plays, made some great tackles. Had a nice punt return there, trying to pin us deep, got us out of trouble. On the punt return, then obviously I think the interception. You never know on the sideline, but I think the interception's really the play that kind of sealed the deal tonight. Obviously you don't know that when it happens, but after the game you look back and say, okay, that was the moment that kind of, I think that kind of sealed it for our guys. And he's made those plays all year for us. And so, the report on the sideline is he's going to be okay. He's fine. And once once I saw that, we kind of shut him down for the night, got him iced up, and get him ready for next week.
What is it, a knee or what?
Yeah, he twisted his knee, but they said everything felt completely stable, so.